Randy Victory here with Biohacks for Women, and everybody is asking, maybe it's my thyroid that's making me fat. And it's a great question, but the problem is most of the people who are saying that to me also back that up with, I went to my doctor, he took my labs, and my thyroid is fine. So I'm going to break that down for you here in this video. So first of all, if your labs are fine, but you still have symptoms, something's being missed. So we got to figure out why they're missing the big picture, right? So if you have depression, puffiness, excess weight, elevated cholesterol, cold hands and feet, memory loss, weakness, hair loss, dry hair or hair loss, especially up and around the front, fatigue. If you have symptoms like this could be an indication that you have a thyroid issue. And what's really interesting is that if you have your doctor, most MDs will draw when they say they're checking your thyroid, they're going to check something called TSH. So TSH stands for thyroid stimulating hormone. So it's literally a hormone that's made by a gland in your brain that stimulates the thyroid to produce T4. Now, in the whole thyroid story, T4 is not active in your body until it's metabolized into T3. So the pituitary makes TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Thyroid stimulating hormone goes to the thyroid and says, hey, thyroid, make some T4. And then the thyroid makes T4. And then the metabolism of T4 has to go in, metabolize into T3 for it to be bioavailable for your body. So, to only test TSH or even to only test free T4, because sometimes they do two, they'll do TSH and free T4. I see this lab come back all the time and the doctors are like, yeah, you're fine. To only test that is to only look at the pituitary's production of TSH, and the free T4 is the thyroid receiving the signal. Now, what we don't know is the T4 becoming metabolized? Is it becoming uptaken by the body? Is there reverse T4 being produced because there's too much stress? Like it puts the brakes on the whole system? Like we got to look at the whole system. We can't just look at one variable and make an educated analysis of the thyroid. Here's the other piece of the puzzle is that the MDs are looking at your thyroid through the lens of the crisis care system, as opposed to an optimum health system. So he's not looking to optimize your health. He's looking to see if it's so freaking bad that we can actually see a problem. And that would be a crisis, right? Or that would be a really bad situation. So for many people, especially people who make it to my office, they're having symptoms, but it's not so bad that it's showing up on their labs. And so, for instance, the MDs look at labs differently than I do. The MD is going to look at your TSH, and typically their range is going to be 0.4 to 4.0. So if you're anywhere between 0.4 and 4.0, then they say you're fine. My personal range in a functional medicine, functional health world, the range is 1.0 to 2.0, right? So they're 4.0 to 0.4 to 4.0, and we are 1 to 2. And if you're outside of 1 to 2, we see that as potentially a problem, and then we want to do a deeper investigation. But if you go to your doctor, your MD, and he says, oh, your TSH is a 3.2, you're fine, because it's within their range, right? But I see it and I go, oh no, you're leaning into hypothyroidism. So we look at things through a different lens, which is perfectly fine. We all have our place, right? And it's necessary to have it all. And I'm sharing this with you because if you have depression, weight gain, fatigue, weakness, memory loss, fertility issues, like if any of that stuff is kind of in the background running in your world, then it could be a thyroid issue regardless of what your MD says, okay? I really love this topic and I think it's a really important topic, and I'm going to dive a little bit deeper in a class that I'm teaching on Tuesday. It's a free class. It's called The Real Truth about weight loss and healing, the 3 keys, or why you feel stuck in the 3 keys to freedom and well-being. So I'm going to put a link below this video so that you can get registered. And yeah, if you're interested in learning how I myself overcame hypothyroidism and lost 12 pant sizes and overcame a bunch of other stuff and haven't been on medication now in over 20 something years. I'm going to talk exactly about how I did that and what I share with my patients every day so that they can actually achieve optimized health rather than chasing their symptoms and hoping someone can figure it out, right? It's time you say yes to yourself. It's time that you give up this chase and really say yes to finding someone who can help you, regardless if it's me or not, finding someone who can help you understand the ultimate root cause of your condition. So again, I will put that link below here in the comments, and I hope to see you there.